Live from the Zoom studios, the 17 and Me Show, starring Ambassador Jeff Rivero, inviting you to join our special guest,
Jessica Redden from SEI.
And here we go!
Welcome to the 17 and Me Show, sponsored by the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Our special guest on tonight's show is Jessica Redden from SEI, Strategic Energy Innovations. And speaking of energy, what is the wind turbine's favorite kind of music? Heavy metal. And while we're talking about music, why do wind turbines hum? Because they don't know the words. Why do lights go out? Because they're attracted to each other. All right, fine. That's the last time I let all of you in for free. Why is wind power so popular? Because it has so many fans. All right, we're going to have a great show with Jessica Redden coming up in just a minute, but first let's take a commercial break from the 17 SDGs.
We can be.
We must be the first generation
to end extreme poverty.
The generation
most determined
To fight injustice
and inequalities.
The generation that saves the planet from climate change.
And this is how it will get done.
The global goals.
A 15-year plan
For everyone, everywhere.
with no one left behind.
We will live in a world
where nobody
anywhere
lives in extreme poverty.
Where no one
goes hungry.
Where no one
Wakes in the morning.
Asking if there will be food today.
We will live in a world where no child has to die.
Diseases we know how to cure.
And where proper health care
is a lifelong right for us all.
We will live in a world
where everyone
Goes to school.
and education gives us the knowledge
And skills.
for a fulfilling life.
We will live in a world where all girls and all women have equal opportunities
to thrive and be powerful
and safe.
We cannot succeed if half the world is held back.
We will live in a world
Where all people can get clean water
and proper toilets
at home, at school,
And a work.
We will live in a world where there's sustainable energy for everyone.
heat, light, and power for the whole planet.
Without destroying the planet.
We will live in a world where economies prosper. And new wealth
leads to decent jobs
For everyone.
and we will live in a world where our industry,
our infrastructure and our
best innovations.
Are not just used to make money, but to make all our lives better.
we will live in a world
Where prejudices and extremes of inequality
Are defeated.
Inside our countries
And between different countries.
Where people live in cities and communities
that are safe, progressive,
and support everyone who lives there.
where we replace
What we consume. Planet where we put back what we take out of the earth.
We live in a world that is decisively rolling back the threat of climate
change.
where we restore and protect the life in our oceans and seas.
will restore
and protect
Life on land.
The forests.
animals.
The earth itself.
with peace between and inside countries.
Where all governments are open.
and answer to us for what they do at home and abroad.
And the justice rules.
With everyone equal before the law.
Where all countries and we their people.
Work together.
Partnerships of all kinds.
to make these goals
A reality.
These are the United Nations global goals.
For sustainable development.
Let's get to work.
Welcome back from our sponsors break, the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Our special guest tonight is Jessica Redden from the Strategic Energy Innovations. How's it going, Jessica?
Hi, I'm doing well. I'm really excited to be on the show.
Jessica, I really enjoyed working with the SEI Energize Schools program last year. Would you mind telling our viewers, give them a little bit of background on what SEI does and what their goals are?
Yeah, so SEI is an environmental nonprofit, and our mission is to build leaders that drive climate solutions. We've been doing this work in schools and communities for over 20 years, and we partner with businesses, schools, community members to develop sustainability leadership pathways from elementary school all the way to career. Our flagship programs educate and empower students to become emerging professionals that are going to create thriving, resilient communities.
I can see you have a lot of passion behind what you do. Would you mind explaining what some of your job responsibilities are and what brought on this passion for this job?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, SEI has a number of different programs that we launch that can really work with students all the way to early workforce professionals. But my work at SEI focuses on our Energize Schools program that is designed for K-12 students to become environmental leaders in their communities through green teams and competitions, and also just in their classwork through the curriculum that they do with their students. So we provide teachers with no-cost curriculum, trainings, direct instructional support, all to build student awareness and skills related to energy and sustainability careers. So to support that Energize Schools program, I do curriculum design and development. I get to work directly with teachers and students to implement things like our energy challenge and our Earth Day competitions. And really this fuels my passion because I love mentoring and teaching students. But I also believe that the environmental moment that we are in, where we are in a place to, either make changes with what we're doing in the planet and so that it can continue to be a habitable and prosperous place, or we are at a point where we could turn, right? And it would be hard to come back from the environmental destruction and climate change that is coming with our current practices. So that's all believing that we are in this very important place in our, relationship with the environment. It's really important to me to teach students about environmental topics related to energy and sustainability, which is why I love this job that takes those two passions and really puts them together and allows me to live them both.
It must be a great part of your job to be able to work with youth on green activities and see the passions ignite inside of them. Can you explain maybe some of the examples that you've had during your experience with SEI?
It's absolutely one of my most favorite parts of my job is being able to interact with student work and help support students discovering their place in this in the environmental movement and what their role is going to be to help us get to a healthier planet and society. I think that everybody's role is really valuable, and I love seeing students take what they care about, or what they're really great at, like making videos or doing mathematical analysis, and then taking those skills and turning them into something that is encouraging people to reduce their energy use or is educating people on climate change. And I love seeing all of that. And it gives me a lot of joy in this work.
Let's take a commercial break from Strategic Energy Innovations.
You don't have to be a scientist to help the planet.
Don't just pray, you hope you'll get a job or something. Make sure you go out constantly, bug someone about it.
You don't necessarily need to be an engineer or work with plants to create a change or to be more energy efficient.
It's not just solar panels. It's not just it's a part of every job that there is kind of thing.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Enlightening.
Informative.
I thought the conference was very energetic and everyone seemed super passionate about their careers.
For me, I think very powerful or inspiring.
Perfect. Everything was perfect.
Awesome! I love it. I think it's amazing.
Jessica, do you mind telling us which one of the 17 Sustainable Development Goals catches your eye? Which one do you have the most passion for?
Yeah, it was really hard to pick just one of these goals that I was most excited about. One thing when I was reviewing the Sustainable Development Goals is just realizing again that all of these goals are interconnected. When we are addressing one, it is hard not to have co-benefits that address another goal in the Sustainable Development Framework. And there are a number of goals that align most with SEI's work, including quality education, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, sustainable cities and communities, and climate action. So all of those are, I think, really intertwined with the work that I get to do every day. But my personal favorite is Sustainable Development Goal number 4, quality education. I'm particularly passionate about this when it comes to educating women and girls throughout the world. You know, when women are empowered with quality education, it leads again to these co-benefits relating to health and land stewardship and resilience to challenges that we're going to face with climate change. So I think that there are immense impacts when we can bring quality education to women and girls across the world. And another fun fact about this specific goal, Project Drawdown, which is another organization that is trying to bring carbon out of the atmosphere, talks about how educating girls is actually the number 2 solution to reducing carbon in the atmosphere. So it's a really powerful goal to try to reach.
Well, Jessica, our time has flown by tonight. But before you go, would you mind telling our viewers and students some words of encouragement or some advice that you might have for them?
Yeah, I feel like one of my biggest pieces of advice, and I know that this is really important, is just following your passion, right? Like no matter what you like to do, if you like to teach or if you like to draw or sing or calculate, there are opportunities for you in your passion to make an impact on climate. As we've seen, all of these challenges that we face are very interconnected, and we're going to need everyone's unique passions and talents in order to help us address climate change. So I really encourage you to explore your passions and find connections to climate and the environment and people. And I think when we're doing that, another piece of this advice is I encourage you all to try to find and build community that can kind of support you on this journey. You know, climate change poses major personal and systemic challenges that are too big to face alone. So I encourage everyone to find and build a community of peers or coworkers or family members or teammates that are going to help support you on your journey and figuring out where you're going to fit into combating climate change and doing good in the world. And you're powerful, and I believe that creativity and the potential of youth, they just give me a lot of hope. So those are my final thoughts, I would say.
Jessica, thank you for being on tonight's show. I really appreciate you taking the time to tell us about some of your experiences and what CSI is doing in our communities. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeff. It's been really fun to be here this evening and explore the Sustainable Development Goals and the work that I get to do and exploring my passions when it comes to the environment. So thanks for making this space. If you want to learn more about Energize Schools or any of the offerings that we have, you can go to energizeschools.org. One really cool program that we have right now is our Green Careers webinar series. And this is a platform where you will be able to watch videos from professionals from a wide range of backgrounds in the environmental field. So in the field of transportation or environmental justice or air quality. So I think it's a great place where you can see examples of how people's passions have now been tied into the work that they do and the further environmental impact that passion and work kind of gets to put out into the world. And so I encourage you to check those out. You can also email me at jessicaredden at SEI.org. And we can get connected if you have any more questions or need support finding opportunities. Looking forward to maybe being in touch. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for watching the 17 and Me Show, sponsored by the United Nations SDGs. If you would like to learn more or would like to teach the SDGs in your classroom, please go to teachsdgs.org. Thank you very much and have a great day.